go ahead into the topic, and Lady B, I guess she's going to tell us what's going on.
I'm going to tell you guys what's going on.
What's going on, Lady B?
All right. Here's from a perspective of someone. I need eyes from the outside in. My boyfriend / domestic partner, he calls me his wife, is weighing me down financially. We've been together for 2 years. He's had 4 jobs this year. I find myself festering anger towards him. Just looking at his face makes me want to snap. Everything he says I find annoying. I've let him know I am not helping him with his bills anymore. He says he understands. Am I panicking, or is this the beginning of financial abuse?
Wow.
Sounds like that relationship has kind of ran its course.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's a lot in this.
It is.
So are they living together?
Well, she said boyfriend / domestic partner. He calls me his wife.
Oh,
so
we can assume maybe.
Yes,
They're living together.
I call that the baby boy syndrome. That's the baby boy.
The baby
syndrome.
boy.
If anybody's seen the movie Baby Boy,
of
Yes.
course.
Yes.
and I call it the baby boy syndrome, where okay, so a lot of times we get into this situation where the man, and it's just me speaking, it's not a fact, where we have these men out there that they see the woman. Before I go there, I knew a gentleman, I knew a guy who used to say, this was probably about 10 years ago. He used to say, and I haven't seen him in a while, but anyway, he would say that when he needed money, this is true, he would go into the house, grab baby oil, and he's, he cut up type dude, and he was military, didn't work a job after the military, and he would oil himself down, put on his tank top. I don't want to use the other word. Tank top, flip flops, and his shorts. And he would go to the mall and target big white women. But he would get somewhere with it, and those women would take care of him when he needed to get taken care of.
So he used to target women who he felt had low self-esteem.
Exactly, and they seen him as whatever, maybe an attractive man's, you know what I mean, put it down, whatever you want to say. But that was his way of doing it. What am I saying? The main objective to that is that he didn't want to take care of himself. He wanted someone else to take care of him.
Yeah.
So what am I saying? So in this, from what we heard, then it sounds as though he have taken her for granted. You get what I mean? 4 jobs. You work 4 jobs.
4 jobs this year.
And come on now. Is it the job or is it you?
Right.
At this point.
I think you coined the phrase, not coined the phrase, but hit the nail on the head with the baby boy syndrome. I'm going to have to use that one.
Wow. That's really deep.
Yeah, I'm going to have to use that one. But,
Right.
and we
Well,
don't
baby
know.
boy need to have an age limit.
Yeah. But over time, that mentality stays there because now that's more of the woman's fault.
Well, because it's enabled. It's enabled.
Yeah.
So like you say, he gets with women that will enable that behavior.
Exactly.
And he's never checked about it or forced to change it.
That's right.
Because it's always going to be someone out there.
That's right. So, but why do you quit 4 jobs? Because you know you have something to fall back
on, like that crutch. It's
That's
like
right.
a crutch.
That's a crutch. Yeah.
Now, there might be some missing information.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
I dated a guy, and he went through a few jobs. But I think, there was some just antisocial. I don't know if it was something, mental going on, but he did not have the ability to work in a team environment or take orders. So every job he got into, he almost like sabotaged it and blew it up and got fired and had some stuff going on. But still, I go back to that baby boy syndrome because you got to grow up.
That's right.
When you was reading that, like I'm gonna take a page out of your book. Long time ago.
That's right.
Long time ago, I was in a relationship where I don't think that I was a enabler. I think that I this person, I don't know why men have always perceived me as just having more than what I've had, because I did make good money at AT&T. I did make good money, but I made money to take care of me and my children.
That's right.
And men will always ask me for money. And I hate to say dating, because I always said I was with this one man for 17 years.
Right.
This was my friend.
Y'all was married. 17
No, we
years.
were not.
Oh, y'all was married.
This was my best friend. And
right.
the relationship could never blossom. And it goes back to our last conversation. The relationship could never blossom because he had a problem with holding down a job.
Right.
But I kept him as my friend because once I chose not to be with my kid's father, my attitude was, I'm not going to date.
Right.
I'm going to raise my children, and when my children get to a certain age, because I never wanted another man over my children.
Right.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to deal with.
Right.
I never wanted to deal with being put in a position where, are you telling my child this because you are an authority figure over my child because I've given you that privilege?
Yeah.
Or are you telling him because you really have his best interest at heart? I wanted my morals and my values. So I sacrificed me.
That's right.
But I've had a friend, and he knew my kids since they was probably about 2 years old. So he knew them from basically the beginning.
Yeah.
And so I tried to make it fit. I tried. And I was like, okay, if I have to make it fit with someone, this will be the person because my kids love him.
Let me ask you, when you say make it fit, you saying in terms of the man meeting the kids, or what do you mean?
Make it fit in terms of them being together as a
In
family.
terms of us being together as a family.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
Because if I had to choose, and I'm gonna tell you this you can't touch this man as a father. This man is a heck of a father.
That's right.
And he always had my children's best interest at heart.
That's right.
So ideally, this would have been the man. But we had job issues.
Yeah.
And every time we went out, now I had 3 kids, he had 2. So it's 7 of us.
Right.
And every time that we go out, it was me.
Fitting the bill.
It was me.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, okay, so I think that in relationships, if you're in a relationship, you're not married, there's things called deal breakers.
Yes.
So my thing would be is that, what are you willing to say, okay, I can deal with that because he does this, meaning that if I'm at work, he's watching the kids. I don't know what the situation may be, or if I need him for this, he's there in a strong way. There, I know money plays a big part in relationship. It does, finance. But could you see some things there to say, hey, look, okay, I'm the breadwinner here in this area, but he's stronger in this area, and I need that help. Did you see that? You didn't see that. Okay, keep it moving.
Yeah, I was gonna say I totally agree. There's non-negotiables.
Yeah.
So and we talked about in the previous conversation about non-traditional relationships, right? We're moving in a new world where there's a lot more makeups or structured relationships that aren't so traditional.
Right.
So, and particularly, in the Black community, there are a lot of Black women that do make money and do have the careers where the Black men may not be as successful.
That's right.
So, so the woman might be the breadwinner. She might be the one that
That's right. I gotta
pays
get
the
you.
bills.
I gotta put you on.
Okay. She might be the one that pays the bills.
That's right.
And he's, he takes on more of the
That's
domestic
right.
role.
That's right.
But if that's okay, if that's what you worked out, then then it's all good.
And that's the key. So then it won't be considered to be a double standard.
But then I had to ask myself, because being in this friendship, because we were friends for about 10 years before we tried to even make some type of relationship.
Right.
And being in this situation, I started to question myself. Am I too strong for my own good?
Right.
I started to say, okay, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Appearance wise, he's a good man. He just have job issues.
Yeah.
He has credit issues.
That's right.
He had ticket issues.
Yeah.
And I was taking care of these issues.
These
And
issues.
it's like, wait a minute, you have 3 sons, not 4.
Right.
That's right.
And if I have to just throw this out there, to this day, he still has some of those same issues.
And so now it could be a mental. It could be more mentally, emotionally, mental, whatever you want to. Because so this is my thing, right? Looking at the conversation, looking at the what Lady B read off. I mean, and then the same thing where the 4 jobs. Okay, and you didn't stay at these jobs. Now it doesn't seem that they had an agreement. It just seemed like he just left these jobs. They didn't sit down, and a lot of times we miscommunicate in relationships where there's no communication there, and whatever happened, we just flow with it. You get what I mean? We don't look at this Negro, and we don't look, okay, he can't keep a job. Now let me see what's going on. Let me see what the problem is. What the problem be? I'm just being what the problem is. So I'm gonna go to him and I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna say, listen, okay. This is your 4th job. What's going on? Do you get what I mean?
Right.
Okay, so now, what is it that you want to do? Because my thing is, if you want to grow, if you think that there's potential. There, why not try to look at the underlying situation and say, hey, listen, how can we grow? Because obviously you can't keep
a
this
job. So
is it because you there's other jobs out there?
Yeah. What about what do you do? I mean, what are your talents?
What
Let's
do you
see.
like
Look
to
into
do?
starting a business.
But it's always somebody else's fault.
But see, that's what I was gonna go at. I was gonna go at this area where can he take direction? You know what I mean? Can he take direction? Because a lot of times there's jobs out there that you can work where it's independent contracting.
Yes.
Where you still make a living, but you call your own shots.
Right.
That's right.
You have some men that's like that where
They work better alone.
Yeah, they work better
that's
alone.
so true.
But there are jobs out there that
For
will
them.
precise them. They can work in those positions. So it's all about communicating and not just throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You know, I get the 4 jobs. I get that. I clearly get that.
Yeah.
And then you're taking care of all of the bills. I get that.
Right.
And here this whole grown man. I'll buy this story. But this whole man, I mean, he grown. I mean, this man is in good shape.
He real grown.
He real
grown. Biceps, triceps, and you sitting there in front of the PlayStation while she gone.
Exactly.
You doing
Exactly.
this. Now that's different. Now
That's
he
different.
just flat out using you. He's actually the child now.
So
That's
she's
what
angry.
Well, that's the
you
baby
know?
boy syndrome right there. He's now the child, and he looks at you as a mother that I can be sexually active with. You get what I mean? So now
Oedipus complex.
big time. Wow. So it's up to her to be a grown, a whole grown woman.
Because if she looks at him and it makes her want to snap, that's the issue.
Yeah.
And the last thing you want in a relationship is resentment.
That's
Right.
Resent-
Most definitely.
Because when a woman gets to a point where she wants to, in this letter, where she's aggravated, then disrespect.
That's right.
Yeah.
It starts to creep in because now I'm looking at you as you're not my equal.
Right.
Right.
So in the letter, it states that she's getting financially frustrated.
Right,
And the letter didn't say anything about him picking up slack anywhere else.
No.
But more times than often, I don't need you to do this right here.
Because she's helping him with his bills. She said,
Yeah.
I've let him know I am not helping him with his bills anymore.
Yeah, see, I
didn't
have
say she was
poured
leaving,
in
though.
so much. I have poured in so much,
Right.
and it's not being reciprocated.
That's right.
I need some reciprocation to go on
But
here.
I think she got that. She should have got that after the second job. You know?
Well, maybe
It's a
not.
game been
Maybe
played.
not. Maybe not.
I don't know because listen. Baby,
Depending on the reason why he
Baby
left the
boy
job.
tripping.
Hold on,
Baby
let me-
boy.
let
That's
me-
all I know. He
but
tripping.
listen,
Yeah.
baby.
Baby.
It was them. You know.
But
I
4
tried.
times?
Yeah, but listen, even the second time, it was them, baby. Listen, I'm gonna get a job, and see, I couldn't take that. You know.
I know. I'm tired of them trying to tell me what to do. I'm doing my job.
All I need you to do is to just help me with these bills. I'm gonna go back out here and I'm gonna get a job. Cause I mean, it ain't. I can do the work if they just let me do it. You get what I mean? See, it's a mental game being played, and what happens is,
and the women be like, okay,
yeah,
you don't have to get a job today.
Because she about ready to slap him.
Oh yeah,
I feel like
snap.
there's something.
She ain't say. She said snap.
She said snap.
That's even worse.
So I feel like there's something not there. Because obviously she must either know his potential, know what he can do, and he's not doing it.
Right.
You know, so it's not like an honest, like, I'm trying, baby, but it's just not working out.
Right.
Like,
and then she got to a point where she
there.
says everything he says is I find annoying.
She's losing respect.
Yeah.
She's losing respect.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is that loss of respect is going to start to come out if it already hasn't.
Right.
And then next thing you know, you're going to have a whole nother issue.
Yeah, you're looking at them differently. I use a terminology. She's jaded. She's jaded. She's been in this situation this over and over again. She's just becoming tired of what's going on, and it's going to affect in a major way. It could be dangerous, but at the same time, there's so many soul ties to the relationship because after 4 jobs, you should have gotten the picture now that. He ain't about to,
and they've been together 2 years now.
2 years.
2 years and 4 jobs.
He ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing
Are there
nothing.
kids?
So,
Did it say it was kids?
How many? Let me
You know,
see.
it's kids. I mean, because that's
No,
what
it didn't
good
say,
at.
but I'm
okay.
quite sure it could be
It's a
somewhere in there.
And he calls me his wife.
Yep.
Well,
You
that's
said boyfriend / domestic partner.
Well,
He
see,
calls me his wife.
because that's the emotional part of
Right.
it. Where if I can get in her mind, boom,
Right. I'm your wife.
Yeah, I'm
you
his
know.
wife. So this is what I should. I mean, he playing game. He
2 years, because if there was so what was going on prior to the 4 jobs? You know what I mean? I think
Yeah, right.
if she. So he showed his colors from day one. Was she paying attention?
Exactly.
Right.
So if this is who he's always been, then shame on you.
Yeah, he showed himself. He's
Right?
showing himself. Yeah.
But
Right.
if there was some stability in the beginning and now this is a break, you know, then maybe she's like, okay, do I give him another chance? Do I continue to invest in this?
But you better lay down the law because it's so much. Man, it's a I use the psychological aspects of it, where it's something that's causing him not to want to keep a job, and in that perspective, she needs to lay down the law now because then don't let him go too long without working.
Right.
Because you know, if you in that trend where you work, now what if he go a year without working? It's gonna be harder for him to pull back in.
You know, some women fall in love with men potential, and then that potential never
Comes to fruition.
right.
That's right. That's right.
That potential never gets
Yeah.
potentialized.
That's right.
If I can make that word up.
But at the point you feel like somebody is dragging you down.
Oh
That's
yes.
Like, you know, like it's been said, you gotta put up some barriers. You gotta put up some boundaries because you have to kind of force this person to grow up,
Right.
or
But
get
then-
out.
But
And
it's her
even-
fault too, though. It's her fault too.
It is because
She paying that brother bill.
you have to figure out what it is you're going to take and what you're not going to take.
Yeah.
Right.
Because once you start disrespecting that
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
because
It's gonna get ugly.
You can't. There's no way. The
Right.
frustration that she has in this letter.
Yeah.
There's no way you can go on without disrespecting this man.
Right.
And if you're not
Yeah.
gonna build that man up, don't
That's
tear him
right.
down.
Don't
That's
tear it
right.
down. See, okay,
That's
so
good.
from my
Yeah,
perspective,
good.
I would say
Yeah.
this: the signs, if he's not cheating, if he's not hanging out and being disrespectful to the relationship, and he really have a problem with jobs, right? If it's not that, I think that if you've been you say 2 years, okay, so he's been involved. They have a real relationship, 2 years. So I think that it's worth sitting down and seeing what can we do.
Yeah.
I know you're a man. I know some women, but like this is a grown man. I ain't got to tell the joker what we do.
Pretty much.
But to work together
Work
as
together,
a team,
yes.
you need to find out what it is he wants to do. If
That's
it's
right.
going back to school,
Encourage him,
right?
you know.
Educating yourself. I mean, I hated school myself. I went to college, but my wife would tell you I would tell them they the defining factor, the reason why I stayed in there, because I was getting very bored in school. I was getting bored, and I would sit there because I'm one of them guys sometimes that in this field I know what I'm talking about. So so I was he ain't talking about nothing. I know that.
And I'll be like, keep going,
but I needed
keep
the
going.
paper right to qualify it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
and even with my own kids. So it's I'm gonna say it again. So I sort of even with my own kids, they were the ones that were, come on, Dad, let's do this. You can do it. And
I'll help you with this math problem.
It was
or whatever.
more me not letting them down than me. Because I was already out of there. I was out of there when I first got, and it was more, and I stayed in it because sometimes when you think you know everything, like I did, especially in my
Most
field.
men.
Right,
Yes.
especially in my field, I didn't think he knew enough.
They know
for me.
everything.
Everything.
So, so what am I saying? I'm saying that's what sometimes the woman, if she feel like it's worth investing. You know what I mean? If this is an investment, I don't look. You
Return
have to,
on investment.
Yeah, look past the money.
Again, falling in love with a man's potential.
That's right.
But
That's right.
at the end of the day, I can fall in love with your potential when we're growing together,
That's
when
right.
we're at in a
That's right.
certain age group.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But once we get past that age group, your potential not gonna keep the lights on.
Yeah, that's right.
Your potential
That's
not
right.
gonna put food on the
That's
table.
right.
I need you to be doing.
That's right.
Right.
Not be doing, but
That's
I need
right.
you to do now.
To do.
Or find something that he could do and he won't give up on it.
But you gotta get paid for it.
You gotta get. That's what I mean. You definitely get paid because there's so many different jobs out here. We live in a whole nother society. I think somebody just made a comment.
Our light is blinking again, guys. So
Yeah. But somebody just made a comment. I wish I
they
could
did.
read it.
Let me see.
It just because it's just pulling up on my, and I can't get it because I got this soundboard.
do the
here.
producer see it?
Yeah, the producer have to see it. It's through. I
Okay.
believe it's through Tony and Tasha. Maybe we could read the comment.
Let me see.
That was said. But my thing is that black women, we know what type of black. We know what's going on with these
Watch
black
it now.
men.
Watch it. Watch it.
We know what's going on with these black men. You know what's going on with your man, depending on how long you've been in a relationship.
Right.
And it's up to you either to walk away or
Right.
try to figure this thing out.
Right. Yeah.
But you have to communicate with one another about how you're feeling because you don't want to get to that part where you can't stand to look at them. Now,
That's what I'm saying. That's
crazy.
That's
that
a whole nother
resentment.
level. Yeah, that's
Right.
a whole nother
So
level.
Tony and
Yeah.
Tasha has a couple of comments, questions. What are your non-negotiables in a relationship? Women, do you agree with investing in the potential of a man? Do women fall in love with a man's potential?
No, I don't think they do.
They do.
I think you're right.
We
You're
just,
right. You're right.
That's
You're right.
exactly what I was
get
just
that. I
saying.
get that. I get
Women
that.
fall in love
I get
with the
that.
potential of a man,
I get that.
with the things that that he looks like that he can do, but then sometimes the potential don't never amount up.
Well, long as it's not a game. Okay, so now, if you can see this person is trying, meaning this man, he's trying. And it's some things that he's hitting walls. Maybe it's something that we can sit down and try to figure this thing out. But if you see this, he run a game on you,
Right.
baby.
But that's not
that's-
potential. That's not. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but we got
go
to
ahead.
be able to define it though.
Yeah, but running. We're not speaking to running game.
That's right.
We're speaking to actually the potential of a man, and we were speaking to the letter that was wrote.
That's right.
That he's not keeping a job. Right. So game is a whole different.
But it's still applicable. What I'm saying is that some women may not know that their man running game. So I guess I'm speaking to that they have to know what the signs are to know if this man running game. Is he still repeatedly saying the same thing over and over again when he get into a position, and he'll say, well, baby, I always wanted to do this, but this keep holding me down. You get what I mean? So now
Actions speak louder than words.
That's right.
So
that's true.
if you're in a relationship and even with this particular situation, as long as he's coming up with a plan,
That's right.
or he's
That's
got
right.
a grind or
That's
a
right.
hustle.
That's right.
He's trying.
That's right.
I think you can have a little more patience with that than the person
Right.
that's like you say, sitting on the couch playing video games.
That's
like,
right.
oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, no, you're not.
Because you
That's
can't
right.
say that I'm
Yeah.
trying and you didn't leave the house.
That's right.
Exactly.
You can't say that I'm trying and you went to the mall. What is it that you're trying to do?
Exactly. And at that point, it's time to say, okay, look here.
here go the hard facts of life.
Yeah.
You had a couple of comments. Let's go back to some of the more. I think
What
it was
were some
one
of
of them that said, "Can you fall in love with?" Falling in love with the potential. I think you're right on that. I agree that people can fall in love with what they see, or what they want to see, or they say, "Okay, I love them because I see this." So now we got that one settled. But what was the top question? There was something at the top. Your first one.
Yeah. What are your non-negotiables in a relationship?
Now it's more women here than it is a man. So what are you?
Well,
guys
I'm married, so I don't know.
So what are your non-negotiables? What do you think?
But still, in the beginning of your, you know, there were things maybe.
Right.
I was ruthless at my beginning, so it doesn't count. Yeah, I was cold-blooded. I was a money maker. But we won't go there anymore.
But she fell in love with your potential.
Yeah, she fell
Yeah,
in
I
love
fell in love with the
potential.
potential. I just thought he was, I thought he was sweet, and I did see a lot of potential. I just thought he was really really nice person, genuine person, like real.
I was terrible, guys.
And and that goes back to the point that men will change for that one woman.
Yeah.
And women have the ability to speak life and death into a man.
Well, see, that's why I said about that they do fall in love with potential. You know, but what are some negotiables? What are some things that you will? What are a deal breaker? What is a deal breaker to you?
Right now,
in that relationship, even with the 4 jobs, she's paying all of his bills. Is that a deal breaker for you?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
At this point in my life, I'm not paying your bills.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not taking care of you.
That's right.
You know, I'm not.
Now, to what degree? What if? Okay, so I get it for me, but what if for somebody who don't get it? What if this person has been working? What if he's worked and he's took care of the household, or they always,
In what aspect?
And then he got down
on his
for
luck.
a little, yeah.
Yeah, would you
Be in his
take up
corner.
that slack until he get back on? What would you do in that area?
I think you got to ask a younger person. I don't know.
I'm with you.
So
I'm at a point in my life.
what
I
you
got
saying?
too much going on.
Yes.
Okay, so what if he was making more money than you, right? He was making more
Okay.
money, and he was taking care of his responsibility, and he got down on his luck.
Right, because he
That's
hurt
different.
he injured
That's
himself,
different.
hurt
Yeah,
himself,
Yeah,
or
that's
anything.
different.
But wait
To
a
me,
minute.
that's
What
different.
is the confinements of our relationship? So we're
What
living
is that
together.
relationship? What is that one we just read?
Yeah.
The comments.
That's
For
a hard
job.
question for me because
It wouldn't be hard for me. I'll be gone. If I was
because
a woman, I'll be out of there.
here's the thing, I'm not shacking. You know, this is the thing with me, and I've never been a shacker.
Right.
You know, and it's not like if a man get down on his luck, because my ex-husband asked me one time, he said, if something happened to me and I couldn't work, what would you do? And I said, well, then I would go get 2 and 3 jobs to carry us.
Right.
But my ex-husband was a worker. You know, he
That's
took
right.
care of us,
That's
and
right.
and you know, we worked together
That's right.
in taking care of each other.
Right.
That's different. In a relationship
Right.
aspect, I'm sorry, like she said, I got too much going on
Yeah.
Right.
to
I
pick
agree.
up your
I
slack.
agree.
Right.
I agree with that. So a deal breaker to you is that if you're not in a committed relationship, well, if you're not married, and this guy has shown so many times where he just couldn't keep a job.
Don't
And
ask
now
me.
he's turning to you. Baby, I need my phone bill paid. I need you to pay it. And then he's getting. Now she's already upset. So it's an ongoing thing,
Right.
Because it didn't happen overnight. It's built up now. So is that a deal breaker for you to?
It is a deal breaker. I have a friend right now that and it's like we wasn't even like close friends.
Right.
We just knew each other in the production world, doing shows.
That's right.
He was a producer on a show, and we kind of kept a friendship after the show. Well, an association after
Right.
the show.
Right.
And he would call me, hey, what's going on? What you got going on? Yada, yada, yada.
Right,
Okay,
right.
yes. And then next day, he said, you know what? He said, I feel real kind of funny asking you this. He said, but I'm down on my luck right now. He said, would you mind bringing me a hot and ready?
Oh, he real done.
Hot and ready.
You know what?
All right.
He can't afford
It
that.
could have been a test.
No, and here's the test.
Yeah, that was a
Right.
But
test.
here it is. Here it
Hot
is.
and ready?
The person that I am,
$5.
I said, okay, now I live in Wixom.
He was testing you.
And
Yeah.
probably,
That was a
test.
I went all the way to
was
the
a
east
test.
side, the Packer building, the old Packer
Oh, he
building.
was testing you.
And I, here's your hot and ready, and I'm gone.
He was testing
So
Yeah.
maybe a month later,
you. Yeah.
he calls, hey,
There
you
it
know,
is. There
can
it
you give me I need $30. I gotta do this and do that.
It was
Yep,
y'all in a
there we go.
relationship.
No.
Oh, so
we
that's
wasn't
different
even we wasn't even friends like
Okay.
buddy
No,
friends.
I
We
get
just
that.
knew each other
But-
from the production world.
Yeah. He was testing you.
But he wants a relationship with me.
Oh, well, then that's a deal. Now that's a deal breaker.
Right, that's a deal.
Now, let me ask you this. Let me throw out some things. If he don't have a car, is that a deal breaker?
He don't have a car. If you
No,
don't have
is that a deal
Yes.
breaker if you don't have a car?
yes.
Okay. Let me
Yes.
see.
He better have a plan to get one.
If
Honey,
he,
you can't.
Okay.
I don't need you to Uber to come see me. No.
That's right. Okay, so if he make $10 an hour, that a deal breaker. But he's been on his job for about 5 years, or would it be? Now I say
My
2 years.
age that I am right now?
Yeah, right now. It's a deal breaker.
You can't afford me.
So he's underpaid is a deal breaker. What if he's a good person
And he has potential.
and he needs someone to help him? And I know sometimes women jump back to isn't it? I'm gonna say, but this, I ain't bringing no potential out of him if he can't bring it out of himself. But when I'm asking you, if he
Here's
make,
the
let
thing.
me say, if he make $10 an hour, he's been on a job. He works at Kroger's or something. He make $10 an hour, and he's been there for 2 years faithfully. He go to work faithfully. Is that a deal breaker?
Let me tell you something. I'm almost 50 years old.
That's a deal breaker for you.
That's a deal breaker for me. At 50,
Okay,
baby.
so let me set the
I
scenario.
wouldn't say it would be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
If they had a strong work ethic,
Right.
they would be willing to get a second job, perhaps,
Right.
just to bring in some,
Get
extra
some more
income,
money or get another
they're,
job.
They're handy around the house. They
yeah.
can fix this, do that.
Yeah.
If there were other things to set it off,
Yeah.
to set that part off.
Yeah, right.
And I was already in a position where I was managing my own bills.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Then I don't need you to come in and now,
Imagine.
you know what I mean, to fill any kind of gaps. So,
I'm not taking on
But I'm
no
gonna set yours.
projects.
I'm about to make yours a little bit. I'm about to pull in the walls just a little bit more closer and make it tight.
I've had my share of projects.
Let me
I've
ask you
worked
this.
them well.
But let me ask you this.
And I'm not doing no more
But
projects.
what if he never told you? But now let me say it this way: you guys went on it. You guys you've been dating for 6 months, and he's always taking care of the bill when you went out. He's always put gas in the car or whatever, and then he just he just come out and say, hey, listen, it's a tight week. I'm not making that much. And you say, well, how much you make? You say, I make $10 an hour. Man. I'm over at Kroger's. That's how you get them good deals, them good food I'm cooking for you because I work at Kroger's. I get a discount. Would you just say, hey, it's over. I'm gone.
Well, first of all,
I had to draw it like that.
First of all, I'm okay, and I don't want to sound superficial.
No, go ahead.
However, if I meet you working at Kroger's, if I know that you work, because I'm gonna ask you that on the first, second date. That's an issue.
So you're gonna ask a person what they do on the first and second date?
Yes. What do you do when we conversation?
On the first date. That's the first and second.
When you before you
on
even
the
get
date.
out on a date with me, when we're conversating, well, what do you do for a living?
Well, what if he say that he works in consumer product? I don't know what the word is. Yeah, do consumer products.
What does that mean?
Well, he
What company do you work for? I'm going to ask.
What if he say I help make sure that the flow of this particular
Well, let's get on
store-
credit next. No, I'm kidding. Are you?
So
she has her standards.
yeah,
That's
right.
where that's where I am at
has
right
her
now.
standards.
Yeah.
Because of my experiences, because of where I've been.
Right.
So we gonna navigate through all of this.
So that's a deal breaker for you.
Because I'm asking, and with all due respect, I'm asking for credit scores right now.
Well, but no, that's good. That's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing
For
wrong with it.
real.
Well, so
Because we need to be able to go somewhere.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But car. Okay, so car is a deal breaker for you.
You know what?
Not having a car.
Yes,
But
and no.
But I
Yes.
feel some kind of way because think about it. A car is not really a deal breaker, but he's working and make $10 an hour for 2 years. That's a
How
deal
you
breaker.
getting back and forth to work?
Because think about it. I mean,
Your
but I would've-
$10 is going on Ubers.
But I would have thought
you
would have
need
said
a car.
But I would have
no,
thought you would have
need
said
a car.
$10 an hour is not really a deal breaker because he shows potential that he can't go to work.
A work ethic.
And, right, and he's consistently doing it. So that means he really he's not going to just get his next job if it's a better job and just quit. He's showing a history that he can work. So the car thing is, I don't have a car. So if I don't have a car, do that normally means you don't have a job? I don't know. Maybe it does.
No, it don't necessarily mean that.
Depends on where you live.
What I will
Depends
say
on where you
this.
live.
New York and all that, they don't have a car.
What I will say
Some of them
this.
do.
I will say this, like I said, I'm almost 50 years old.
That's right.
And if you're making $10 an hour, there is absolutely nothing you can do with me. I got real stuff going on.
Right.
And
But he was doing it 6 months.
huh?
He was. I said 6 months. I said, now what if?
I'm not gonna date you for 6 months
I
and not
said-
know what you do.
Not necessarily. Now you got some jokers out there
Yeah.
who can they can massage that
Daylight
easy.
is not going to date you for 6 months
So
and
what if
not
he
know
just
what
real
you
good
do.
with his money though?
$10 an hour.
You can be real good with your money at $10 an hour.
You know what?
Okay, so let me ask you this.
She
What-
said that
because-
was her non-negotiable.
Hold on, but
At $10 an hour, how old are you?
Well-
if you're my age, I don't need you to be 30.
What if
If
he-
you're my age and you're making $10 an hour,
he's a young buck. He
Well,
about
not even that.
28.
You could have a guy that was in factory making pretty good money,
Yeah.
got injured, or the factory
alcoholic.
went down. Well, I ain't gonna go with alcoholic because that's not negotiable for me.
He don't
But,
tell you. He just drank
you know,
at the
a
job.
circumstance happened, and he just so happened to meet you at the beginning of coming out of that previous into the new circumstance, and that's why he has a job for $10 versus the $40 job he had
'Cause-
just 6 months ago.
So what if you break up with him and Chrysler call up and now he making $28 an hour?
I'm not impressed.
He be like, baby, you could have had me when I had $28 an hour.
You have your standards.
I'm just saying. I'm just playing with you.
Because I've been through all of that,
Right.
and now I'm trying to go somewhere else.
No, that's
because even going out on a date with me, you can't take me to the movies.
That's
You
right.
can't take me to dinner. You can't do.
can at $10 an hour.
He-
He can. He
Well,
can take
if
you
he
to the
doesn't,
movies.
if he doesn't have bills,
Yeah, he
because
can
see,
take you to-
here's the other thing.
But no,
you
what-
can have a guy that works at the big three, an exec, but he got 4 kids, he got child support, he got bills, he got,
because I'm not impressed by your BMW. I'm not
That's right.
impressed by all of
That's
your
right.
fancy toys and everything, because there comes a bill,
Mm-hmm.
and your bill equals your check, and it's not even about that. And when I said he can't take me to the movies, I'm saying when you want to take me out today, don't say, well, you want to go out to the movies, you want to go to dinner.
That's
Those
right.
are things that I do on my own.
No, that's right.
I don't need that.
No, I get it.
am at a point in my life. What city you want to go? What
What
state
state?
you
What
want to go
country
to?
you wanna go to?
Hey,
Yeah.
I can fly. I'm in position where I can fly you to Jamaica. Let's
see-
go to Jamaica and have dinner. Let's go here and have dinner. And I need you to be able to
I
be
get it.
there with me.
I get it.
You can't
I
be
get it.
there with me
But
working
now-
at Kroger's at $10 an hour.
I'm gonna tell you
All
this.
right.
I'm gonna tell you this. I know. Well, I ain't gonna. I know people who can fly. They can fly out of town. They flying other women out of town. Too. So, but
That's
let
cool,
me say,
too.
and they cheating on their wife. But no, listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Let me say what I'm saying. Okay, so now we got it. So the car thing is not really. It's up there, but not really. The job.
That's like a deal breaker with me. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so the car and the job.
I need you to have a car.
Somebody else throw something else out there. What else a deal breaker? We just
Your shoes.
no shoes.
hygiene.
What?
No.
No shoes.
Well, I can look at a man's shoes and tell you what I'm gonna do with that man.
Come on, man. The shoes. What if he's just a cheap person?
When you let me tell you.
Right.
She know what
Because
she
there's some
wants.
millionaires that
When
wear
you-
some
Yeah,
crappy
don't get
shoes.
tried.
But let me
That
tell you,
That
let me
bank
tell
account
you,
part
That's
bill.
right.
get
millionaires.
get your whole existence together, because a millionaire, even if he
So you-
has a pair, you can tell. But I need a dresser.
Okay,
That's
that's what
right.
she.
I need
That's
my
right.
my thing. My thing is this: I have been through all of that.
Right.
I've been through building up the man, being that rah-rah, that cheerleader. I done been through, I pay your bills. Baby, I got you. I'm going to hold you down. I done been through all of that. I done been high. I done been low.
Right.
And I'm at a point in my life is, what can you do to take me to the next level?
That's right.
I am tired of taking men to the next level.
That's right.
I haven't been taken to the next level yet.
That's right.
So that's what I'm looking for
that's
now.
your deal breaker.
then.
That's okay. So now let me say, what if he's gay? I'm just deal breaker. You don't know. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question.
Whoa!
But no, that was number one. That was the top. What was the one down before?
Let's take here's some comments.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they doing.
Well, yeah.
They leaving their comments.
So the next question was, women, do you agree with investing in the potential of a man? But I think
Do y'all, just for the record, do you believe investing in the potential of a man?
Well, Daylight said she already done that. She didn't.
So she don't
I'm
believe
past
it.
that.
You're past that.
I ain't gonna say I don't believe in it, but I'm past it.
Okay. So what you
I'm
think?
pretty much in the same position.
You passed it.
I'm past it.
And I think that's a age category
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Ask a
With some
younger
people
woman.
who have the time and invest in it. Some people they just don't. So what's another one?
It's kind of the same question.
Okay. So I guess what we're saying is that the young lady who's talking about the 4 jobs, she talked about she's spending her finances, she's directing her finances towards this young man, and she's just ready to snap.
Yeah.
I think that she led that on her own self, and maybe emotions got caught up in it because you can't just tear out of love. You just can't push the button and stop it and say, okay, I quit. So we think obviously there's some emotions that's involved in this. That's the reason why she hasn't left. You get
And
what
then
I
the
mean?
point of her helping him with his bills, he's gotten to that point where he's dependent on her.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's that codependent, you know.
That's that baby boy syndrome, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you
And
become.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, and going back to what you were saying in terms of it being her fault, she has enabled this behavior,
Right.
And he's taking full advantage.
Full advantage.
When she decides to change what she does,
That's right.
then he will be in a position to have to change.
What he does.
What he
Do you
does.
think that he would have quit the 4 jobs or at least the 4th job if he knew that he can always go back home to mama? I'm talking about the woman. That's his mama. Do you think he would have
Right.
quit? Because in his mind, if he's arguing, he's so freely to speak. Because sometimes you're taught, okay, you can't say everything that you want to say on your job because you know you can lose your job.
Correct.
So you have to be an adult, responsible, and some things you just gotta let it roll
right.
over. So, and in this perspective, he knew he was gonna go back home to mama. And he was going to say, I'm about to tell this person off because, see, I ain't got to be here. He telling the people at the job, I ain't got to be here. I got my woman at the home. She taking care of me.
And I
She
believe
paying
that
my
happens.
bills. Yeah.
Because I have a cousin who mother was like that. You don't let them talk to you like that. You quit that job, and 40 years old today, not working. and he had that mentality. I don't have to take this. Because we've all been on a job where we had to say,
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
you know,
Oh,
you know,
that's me. But that was me. I'm that type of person but I mean, that's why I started my own business too. I've been running for 10, 20 years. You know what I mean? So
that
was
thing
me.
hit different when you got a family at home to support.
You know, it's way different because you got to bite the bullet.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But you got to be mature enough to know that. You get what I mean?
And that's what I mean. Like at the foundation, does this person have a work ethic? Does this person have a plan? Does this person have ambition? You know, that's in that potential part. But if you can slowly see progression, then I think a person can have a little more patience.
Yeah.
When you are just blatantly not doing nothing, okay, then we have a problem. And like you said, I'm too old. I got too much going on to raise another grown child. That's not happening.
And I think that's what people look at. That's what people look at. Do you raise another child? I think I even seen some movies like that where they say,
But what if
here's the other child, the 4th one.
But what if it's vice versa? The woman is down on her luck, and the man is bringing in the money. You know, should he be putting up with her? You know, like if she's trying, she's out in the workforce and she's trying, nobody's hiring her, she's knocking down doors. they just not hiring her, and he's providing. You know what I'm saying? How would that look? You know,
I think it depends on the relationship. It goes back to what type of relationship this is.
Right.
I exclude marriage from this because I think girlfriend, boyfriend, that's all it is. Girlfriend, boyfriend. It's not that. That right there, you don't have to be responsible.
Right.
So
Right.
I think that it is a double standard though, because if it is the man, if it is the woman
That's taking care of the man.
No, if it's
the man that's taking care of the woman down on her luck.
And I'm not saying marriage. I'm talking about dating.
Right.
Now is you are expected, or I should be able to ask you for things, and you should be able to help me because I'm down on my luck. You the man, and you should be able to help me in this area.
But men get frustrated too with women like that.
Exactly.
I've
Needy women.
Needy women, and can't contribute. And it may not be money to money, but if he's buying things, if he's, giving her groceries, then hey, cook me a meal sometime.
Exactly.
And if she's just lazy,
Yeah.
and they get tired of that too.
They get tired of it.
But it's more amped. It is, I guess, we have our double standards when it comes to men and women, because when a man steps in and takes a woman to the next level, or he steps in and helps her out, he's looked at as the man. Oh, he's a good man. He done did this. He done did that.
Yeah.
But when the roles are reversed and a woman helps a man out and takes him to the next level, then he's looked at, oh, he's hand-packed. Oh, he's this, or he's not a man.
Yeah.
And because he letting his woman do this and he letting his woman do that. And in some instance, if the woman is making more money, they look at that man as being less than a man.
And that's a whole nother topic.
Well,
It's a double standard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
When you a
Just
teen-
like the same double standard where if a woman go out and sleep with 5 men, she's something else, and a man go out and sleep with 5 women, he the man.
Yeah.
So we
when
gotta
you-
trust that.
And I know you said it's different when it's marriage, but I was just gonna say, when you're a teen though, you can control that narrative.
Yeah.
Because you have men that'll say like, my girl held me down. When I was down, when I was out, she held me down. And
That's right.
that communicates a different story than.
Yeah.
You can control that
You
narrative.
can control it. And God, listen, I know we got to cut this one off,
guys.
because of responsibilities.
Another good
Yes.
one. Another good hot topic.
But guys, listen,
That's
leave
right.
your comments. Let us know what you think. But let us know what you think. We'd like you to like and share this page.
Most definitely.
Guys, we'll be on next week, if God's willing, Sunday at 4 o'clock. We never really be on at 4.
4, yeah.
I'll say 4.
About 4:30, yeah. 4-ish.
We'll be on. But guys, even through the week, we might do a pop-up. But we have a special guest coming on next week, I believe.
Tina Williams.
Tina Williams
From QT
Solutions. She's going to show you how, if you are a business owner, how you can get funding for your business with a low credit score. And she's helped a whole lot of different businesses in the city of Detroit, where these guys were able to get brick and mortar, the whole 9 yards. But at the same time, she's good at writing business plans. And that's what she do. She write business plans, the whole 9 yards. She's going to be here next week to show you with a low credit score how it's still possible for you to get the money that you need to move your business forward. More so to those who I believe that's already been in the business, but maybe not. Don't just listen to me. Tune in next week.
Tune
She's
in,
going to
guys.
be with us, guys, and we hope to talk to you soon.
Yes.
And guys, listen, stay safe out there, and I really mean it.
Yes.
More so to my women, stay safe out there.
Yes,
Oh,
most
yes.
definitely.
Pay attention.
Yes.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.